Okay, welcome back. This is Casey Lartigue, co-founder of Freedom Speakers International with Yeongnam, but you have an English name that you use? Ken, okay.
Yes.
Microphone here.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
Ken.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Ken will take any questions that you have. Okay, so yes, we have one already. Could you tell us about your job and do you like your job? And
Oh yeah, sure. I like my job. I work at a company. Actually, the company is the builder bridges company. Department is the human resource and affair team. Yeah, so I like that because you know what, my company actually also they have a vision when South and North are unified. Yeah, they have a vision to build the bridges in North Korea too.
Oh, so it's not like people usually talk building bridges like psychologically and unification, but actually building real bridges.
Yeah.
Real bridges. Okay.
Real bridges,
all right. Okay.
not just like
metaphor.
Yeah, something like that. Real bridges. Yeah.
Okay, and then Jonathan French, well done. Okay, really insightful into the struggles of the North Korean military.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize the dangers that came with. Now, actually, you've given many speeches over the years.
Yeah.
And you've talked in more detail about the military.
Oh, yeah.
So about the harsh treatment, the physical abuse. I don't know if you want to mention any of that.
Yeah. Actually, during my speech, I already mentioned my military service. You know, it's really struggling and really vulnerable in North Korea. First of all, the suffering is from hunger, because there are almost 1.3 million North Korean soldiers in North Korea, but I think 90% of the soldiers, they are always hungry. Yeah, because so many people dying from malnutrition, and the accident is like option. It's more people dying caused by malnutrition. Yeah.
Okay. Now, a lot of people think that the North Korean soldiers are taken care of, that they're fed first, but actually, as you said, a lot of them suffer from malnutrition.
Yeah.
Another friend of mine was telling me about, soldiers basically go around stealing things.
Yeah,
So lots
exactly.
of things are going on with them.
I can say also 90% of the soldiers stealing food and some civilians property. Yeah, every day. Yeah, every day. It's real. It's not, fake. It's every day. Because the North Korean government didn't support North Korean soldiers, basically, and food and anything about they need. So North Korean soldiers have to stealing food and some property from the civilians. Yeah, and also, as you mentioned earlier, some physical abuse and verbal harassment. Yeah, every single day it's ongoing right now.
But you talked about some of the physical abuse that you suffer. I don't know if you want to talk about that. You talked about in previous speeches.
Oh yeah, actually, for example, I can't remember exactly date, around 2006. One of my supervisor at that time I beaten so many times. I beaten so many times by my supervisor. One of my eardrum was actually at that time. One of my eardrum was tearing.
Oh, eardrum.
Yeah, eardrum. Yeah, because he's slapping strongly, so my eardrum is. Yeah, it's nowadays. I have no problem to hearing, but at that time, eardrum is tearing. So. That's the only one snapshot of North Korean physical abuse in North Korea.
Okay. CMF asked, okay, how often and where do you give speeches?
Or how often?
Yeah.
Where do I give a speech? I cannot say it's average how often to go to, but I did the speeches. I think it's Almost 100 times.
Maybe.
Almost 100 times.
Well, Yeongnam, he joined us. You first joined us back in March 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
After you came back from Canada and started giving speeches immediately. But as you know, you were terrible.
Yeah, first speech is
you
terrible.
You were terrible. But I say that with love, okay? Because in the beginning he was terrible, but he just started learning how to give a speech. Before it was like a conversation.
Conversation. It's not speech. It's just conversation.
But he learned how to give speeches. But he's given, I think, about 100 speeches at least.
Almost.
At least.
Yeah.
But these days you're a working man, so not as many speeches as before. I think.
Yeah, because of the working. I have to hard working.
Okay, and then. All right, it says, excellent speech. Yeongnam, thank you. This is from Absurd Alien. You mentioned that there are other North Koreans, I guess North Korean refugees who scam North Korean defectors. So how does that happen?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know what? Not all of the North Korean defectors scam the other North Korean defectors. But you know what? Immigrants, immigrant community actually, even America and United States and Canada, there are so many scams. There are frequently scams, same community. Okay. Because they knew many knowledge with their same maybe a community. So at that time, actually, I lost a lot, more than 10,000. How can I say? 1,000,000 won?
You mean 10 million won?
10 million won? Okay. Yeah, 10 million won, Korean won.
So it's like less than $10,000.
That's actually, it's a cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Yeah, cryptocurrency is kind of, how can I say? 다단계, I don't know how to say.
I don't know which one, but
cryptocurrency is fraud. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So I did not know what's the cryptocurrency exactly, how to invest those business. So I just lost. I threw the money, and it's gone. So.
Okay. Well, Kim Ji-hae, she asked what were some difficulties in integrating into South Korea. I think you mentioned some of them in your speech. I don't know if you want to add any others. Or other issues that other North Korean refugees might struggle with?
First of all, the mingling culture things is really difficult. For example, I'm just working at a company. In labor market, in business culture in South Korea is really, really different than, of course, it's North Korean, even different than America and the other free country like Canada. So really, actually, I don't like South Korean business culture. I don't know how to say. Really hierarchical. Okay. Yeah, really hierarchical as something like soldiers, army.
So you're back in the military.
Yeah, it's something like that. Not exactly same, but sometimes even stronger. Then, but we need get involved and to settle successfully because I now live in South Korea, not North Korean anymore. So that's why many North Korean people even hard to get a job. They're not continuously to work their company. Yeah, that's the first things. The other one is that English, as I mentioned earlier, there are so many characters which that I couldn't understand. As I mentioned, it's computer cleaning.
Right.
Computer cleaning.
Computer cleaning.
Yeah, computer cleaning. Well, what is computer cleaning? Do you know?
Yeah, cleaning computer.
Cleaning computer? No way. The computer cleaning is a laundry mat. Right. So I thought about this computer cleaning is something like a fix the computer, but in reality, it's a laundry mat in South Korea. So that's the Konglish. So it really confusing me. Yeah. So that's the challenge for North Korean defectors. Because so many Korean characters, the meaning in English, but it's not exactly English, not exactly Korean. It's Konglish. Yeah. That's the challenge for me. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell on you now, because when you escaped
Uh-huh.
Do you remember what you said to your family?
Oh yeah. Okay, I don't want to say it's
Yeah,
that's family.
please. They want to hear. What is it you said to your family after,
Actually,
before you escaped, when they were asking you to escape?
Actually, before I escaped from North Korea, one day I had a chance to make a phone call to my family members. In fact, my brothers. But I cursed my brothers. Well, you think South Korean is last longer? I will destroy you. Because at that time I finished military service only 3 months before. So I thought at that time I thought North Korean military the best army in the world.
This is 2010.
Yeah, 2010. Yes, 2010. But nowadays, I was thinking like that because the brainwashing from the government. Especially, I worked at Pyongyang, which is capital of North Korea. The Pyongyang soldiers actually much brainwashed by the regime because of the Pyongyang. There is Kim family in Pyongyang, so. Yeah, it's but nowadays I met after I escaped from North Korea to South Korea. I met my brothers. Oh yeah, even now my brothers sometimes telling about that happened. You cursed me.
That's how I found out the story from your brother, not from you.
Yeah.
Your brother told the story.
Yeah.
All right, then. Okay, JC says that you said you lived in Canada for a while. So what types of support for North Korean defectors would you like to see there in Canada? So based on your own experience, what is it that North Korean defectors in Canada, the type of support that they need?
Or what kind of support they need
in
Canada?
So why did you go there?
Oh, actually, I actually at that time I just go there travel. Yeah, just only travel. No region, any region to there. But after 6 months, I feel like okay, here's country, here's Canada. It's feel free. So I wanted to live more. So that's why I lived there 3 years. But in Canada also, you know what? It's the foreign country. So first challenge is English, you know. I cannot speak English at all, but cultural differences. For example, when I on the elevator, I met a stranger. Stranger smiled me. Good morning. Oh, did you know me? Something like that. It's culture shock. So. But yeah, for the first time, culture shock, and even think about, are you spying me from North Korean government? Something like that. But nowadays, I'm familiar with the Canadian, North American culture. But I thought I heard about that there are hundreds of North Korean defectors live in Canada. When you meet North Korean defectors in your side, maybe Canada, America, please help those people. And please involve those people struggling. They are really, really struggling. They are really afraid to talk about North Korean story. Yeah.
But that reminds me that so you said that when you were studying English in Canada, that you had a special incident one day when people were asking you about where you're from.
Yeah.
And at first you didn't want to say.
Yeah.
But
I just said I just came from South Korea.
Yeah. But they kept asking you questions, and then finally. So what happened that day after you finally said North Korea?
Yeah. So actually, for the first time, I said I came from South Korea, and the other. But the question again, which province are you from? So I say Gangwon province. It's Gangwon province near the North Korea. The accent is similar to North Korea. So, but one day, real Gangwonian came to my side and asked detail. So I ran away. And then after that, I thought about, okay, why did I hide my identity? So did I be guilty, something like that? So one day I just revealed my identity. I came from North Korea, and even I served the North Korean military for 10 years on the public. At that time, it's in the ESL class. That all the people, including the teachers, actually ask me so many questions. So that's why I'm speaking English very well.
Yes. And also, you said that was like a big moment for you because finally you felt comfortable to say that you're from North Korea. Okay. Well, Kim Ji-hye says, are there different dialects within North Korea?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, different dialect. Especially North Korea, the location in North Korea is not same dialect. It's such as even in South Korea, there are so many dialects in depends on the location. But in my hometown, dialect is the strongest dialect in the North Korea. In Korea, I think, because I don't know, the accent is really high, and dialect is almost like a different language than Seoulian dialect. So, for example, even just with conversation each other, the other people think that they are fighting because their accent is really high. So, yeah.
Okay, and then suddenly. Did anyone from your family come to South Korea? Oh, okay, I see. So Tamika asked, did anyone from your family come to South Korea, or are they still in the North? If they're still in the North, how often do you communicate with them? Okay, so you already mentioned that his family members actually came first before him, his immediate family members. But do you want to talk about family members still in North Korea?
Oh yeah, okay. So actually, during my speech, I mentioned my family members. Not during my speech, with conversation. My family members already escaped from North Korea before I escaped from North Korea. They live here, but those family members are only immediate family, but extended family still live there. Rarely I contact those my extended families with Chinese mobile phones. But the Chinese mobile phone, we can contact directly to those people near the Chinese border. It's possible, but it's completely illegal and even dangerous in North Korea. Yeah. So, but nowadays, recently I couldn't contact them because of the coronavirus issue. I heard about the Kim Jong-un right now is stricter. The rule is very strict, and even so many people killed by the regime because of the coronavirus issues.
CMF. Do you usually prefer to socialize with South Koreans or other North Korean defectors, or does it make no difference to you? That's the first question. And then second, have you been to America yet?
Oh, yes. First question, actually, of course, I'm socializing with the South Korean and also North Korean too, but surrounding me, there are many South Koreans. Because of the North Korean is just only tiny here in South Korea. But sometimes I keep contact with the North Korean defectors who live in South Korea.
Well, I'll ask it this way. So you've been in freedom now for 11 years.
Okay.
2010 you escaped. You got out of Hanawan. Who were you associating with that first year of freedom?
Just only Hanawan friends.
Okay.
Of course, the North Korean defectors, and also there are social workers. Okay. Yes, the government actually welfare system is the government let us to connect social workers from the for the government work. So yeah, those people actually, yeah, we contact when I came to here for the first time.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask is that probably going to be a different experience. Someone who just got out of Hanawan versus someone like you. You've been out for 11 years. You travel to different countries. You have North Korean refugee friends. You have South Korean friends. You have American friends, Canadian friends. So probably different after you've been out 11 years compared to right after you got out of Hanawan.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Because right now I already spent more than 10 years outside North Korea. But as you mentioned, I have South Korean friends, North Korean friends also, and then American and Canadian too. But the North Korean who got out from the Hanawan for the first time, they don't have a friend, only except Hanawan friends. So they don't, of course, they don't have many friends, they don't have family members. So they're struggling with involving South Korean issue and social and some cultural things. So that's why, even though the Hanawan actually is something education center, education center. I don't know how to. It's basic education center for North Korea, for South Korean society, but it's not much. So it's not. It's helpful, but not quite helpful. So even though they are got out Hanawan, they cannot even use the ATM machine. So they even try to conversation with the ATM machine.
Okay, wait, tell your story. Actually, when you first tried to use the ATM machine.
Not me, other.
No, it was you.
Oh, really?
Go ahead,
sorry.
tell the truth.
So because there is no ATM in North Korea, but the ATM is voice. When they have a transaction with the ATM, so they have some voice from the beautiful woman voice. So some people trying to conversation with the ATM. So yeah, that's the reality. But nowadays, not many people like this. But anyway, that's. Yeah.
Well, I really liked your speech, and I think it was really thoughtful comparing the suffering between North and South Korea. So when did you, because it's the first time I heard it from you, so when did you come up with this idea?
Oh, actually, a month ago? Not a month ago. It's just, I guess maybe basic idea is from, 2019. At that time, it's finished my master's degree. My master's thesis is like, it's North Korean media. So yeah, during the research, I thought about, I have interviewed more than 20 people, almost 30 people of North Korean defectors. There are so many struggling to adapt here in South Korea. So even some people try to suicide because of the really hard to adapt here in South Korea. So during the research, I thought about, the living in freedom country is another challenge and another suffering. So, but there are different. So I think this is the idea is 2019. I think. Yeah.
Well, I told one of my North Korean refugee friends about it, and she said he's a genius.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it made her think about her own situation. So, okay, what are your future plans?
Oh, future plan? Yeah, actually, plan. I have no plan, but I have a dream. So yeah, because the plan is sometimes the plan is garbage. Even though I make some strategy to have a plan, the always plan is to garbage. My thinking, my plan, and reality is different. So, but my dream. Sure, yeah, I hope the reunification with South and North, and also when we reunite between South and North, I wanted to rebuild North Korea, and also to contribute those poor people, and also like to give a more chance to have an education and to have opportunity to get a job. Because you know what, in North Korea, yeah, there is job. There are many jobs in North Korea. But I want to say it's not job, just volunteer job. Because
well, forced volunteering.
yeah, forced volunteer. Yeah, it's not actually volunteer. It's forced volunteer. They have to work for the government, but there is no salary.
Well, that's forced labor.
Yeah, forced
labor. That's not just
forced
volunteer.
labor.
Okay.
So that's why I just wanna, when we reunite, I will give some job to work to get some salary, and even children to let those children to have opportunity to education. So yeah, that's my dreams. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Evan Appleton says hello. Thank you, Ken. And actually, she noted earlier that her birthday was on your graduation day.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's it. Then my final question is, what do you think about FSI, Freedom Speakers International?
Oh yeah, it's the first of all, FSI is really difficult to pronounce rather than TNKR.
Oh, but people didn't like TNKR, now FSI.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, it's good. Yeah, you know what? FSI actually taught me how to change my passive act to active act. Yeah, that's the really good things for me. Really, and the FSI also to gave us so many opportunity, of course, to give a speech and also to have a chance to other people, which is connection. So I think also the involving so many foreigners to involving North Korean human rights issue for the foreigners. So even South Korean people also through by FSI. So it's really valuable, community. So if you have money, no. If you don't have money, even you don't have money, please loan the money to donate FSI. Sorry.
Right, thank you for that advertisement. Okay.
Just kidding.
But then,
Just kidding.
we actually have another question. Kim Ji-hae asked, how can Hanawan be improved? That's a big question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are actually the Hanawan course is around 3 months, but there are so many education courses, not education courses, just like basic education for the South Korean society. But it's necessary, but it's not actually quite helpful because not those system is not because those system is garbage, but it's limited because of the Hanawan is like almost jail.
Yeah.
They cannot allow outside South Korean society free. They are only allowed to live there for 3 months. So they are just only they are taught by some cultural things, some system of South Korean through by theoretically, not practical.
Yeah.
So,
okay, I want to say something about this. So actually, I did an 8-part series for the Korea Times about Hanawan, interviewing North Korean refugees about it. And some loved it, some hated it. But the key point that I got out of it is the context. You escape, you get to Thailand or Cambodia or whatever it is. You spend 1 month in jail, but you're waiting to get the freedom.
Okay.
Then you come to South Korea, you spend 2-3 months with NIS.
Okay.
Then you spend about 3 months in Hanawan. So you might have spent about 6 to 7 months thinking you're in freedom, but you're not in freedom yet.
Okay.
So even if they showed you your favorite movies for 7 months, you probably will be bored.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not so much that the education is so terrible and that they don't teach enough, but it's that now I'm in Korea and I can't go out.
Yeah.
And the classes are like, if someone showed you how to ride a bicycle, but showed you a PowerPoint presentation, but not actually have a chance to ride a bicycle. So that's what I got out of whatever 8-part series talking to North Korea. So when I hear you say it, it's like jail.
It's because as you, exactly. The Hana one is not allowed to go outside South Korean society, so they are really boring, even though the education is best. But many, so I think it's most of the North Korean defectors live in Hana one. They are really boring and even sleeping during the lectures. So they don't like Hana one. But I think it's necessary for those people because North Korean people, North Korean defectors, they are really weak when escaped from North Korea because they are caused by malnutrition, some problems. They need to take a rest, and probably it's good place for Hana one. And also the government side, there's still investigation during the Hana one, even though 3 months course for NIS course, they still extended investigating for the North Korean defector.
Oh, that's really great point. But I don't want to take up too much time on that. But and I like Tamika's point. She says, thanks so much for sharing your story. Really good to hear different perspectives. And that's been the point, that we've had a variety of refugees. And you are in a minority. As a man. Because about 70-something% are women, and only about 27% are men, so you're one of the exceptions.
Sure. There, more than 75% of the women from North Korean defectors. From North Korea.
Right, so now we got to hear from a man.
All
right, fantastic. Okay, so thank you so much. You want to make a final statement? Just say thank you.
I'm thank you for First of all, thank you for watching my speeches. Even though my grammar is garbage. Anyway, and also I hope your information is really helpful for North Korean defectors. Not only North Korean defectors, for North Korean people who live in North Korea. Of course there is no internet, but some people who already escaped from North Korea to maybe live in China and Russia, the other country, they can watch it, North Korean issues, a video like APSI right now, what I'm doing right now. So please involve North Korean human rights issue. And thank you. I really appreciate.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.